Hey guys, it's me, Skylar, and welcome to a Sims 4 LP. I haven't quite thought of the name for it yet, so I'm just gonna roll with it, you know? Whichever thing I come up with is fine. Yeah. So currently on your screen right now, I am showing you guys the outfits of Giselle Whilks. So basically this LP is going to be about Giselle and Dylan and their life in the city. It's not really a city living LP, it's kind of both their stories. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and it's going to be awesome. So let's go ahead and go into Giselle's backstory. So, Giselle was born very rich. Very rich. Her parents were just like on top, you know, like, yeah. So, they had all this money, and she grew up being very used to all of this like glamorous lifestyle, and when she was older, she would just spend money on anything. Like, she had a problem with shopping. She couldn't resist getting anything she wanted because she could. She had the money, but like, she just totally was just going off, and her parents were worried about her because they were like, what the heck, you know? So fast forward a couple months later, her parents were like, okay, you need to calm down or we're cutting you off. And she's like, yeah, right, and they ended up cutting her off. So right now it's her story being like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And so she's kind of gonna find herself a little bit, and right now she's going to find a roommate. Well, she already has a roommate, but she's going to meet that said roommate. And speaking of said roommate, let's introduce him now. So, Dylan Levine. Now before any of you start like jumping and screaming like, hey, that is Jen's sim. Yes, I know, it is her sim. Not really her like LP sim, but she made this sim to be played. And I just want to give her like a brief shout out. Like, go watch that video that she goes into like details about his backstory, and I want you guys to watch that because she does a great job of explaining who he is, because she made that sim, and I felt like that his sim had like a lot of substance to him, and he would be like a really fun character to play out his story with. And go check out her video. I'll have it linked somewhere, probably in the description or like up on the screen maybe. And if you haven't subscribed to her, go subscribe to her because she is an awesome Sims LPer, like awesome. So yeah, so let's get into a brief explanation of his story. I'll try to like keep in the main points, but here we go. So Dylan Levine was, I think, around 20 when his sister turned 16, and he took her to his concert because she was really supportive of him, and she was like, yeah, let's go. But his parents were like, no, you're not taking your little sister to your concert. It's not a good scene for her. But he did it anyway. So he took her to his concert, and when they were driving home, a drunk driver hit them and ended up killing his sister. And his parents blamed him because they were like, if you haven't, you know, taken your sister there, she wouldn't have died. And that was really hard for him to handle because he was there when she died. So it's basically now his story of like 4 years later being like, oh my gosh, you know, like he's trying to cope with everything, and he wasn't coping with it very well. So for 4 years he was just not there. So finally, recently, he was like, I need to stop this, I need to get better. So right now he's currently looking for a new roommate, and that new roommate happens to be Giselle. And he's starting to get better. You know, he needs more money to help pay for the rent, but that's a different story. So yeah, that's basically Dylan Levine. Urban Sims is like a really good job explaining his story a little more into more detail, and you actually get to see him made. So go check out her video. And I think that's it. I'll go more into like detail in the gameplay video, but yeah, I think that's it. So I hope you guys will enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you there. Woo! We are finally now into the gameplay portion, which is awesome. I probably spent like half an hour talking about the backstories of all of these Sims. Well, I'm talking about all these Sims like there's like 500 of them. In reality, there's only like 2 main Sims. Skylar, calm down. So, we're standing outside of Giselle's new apartment. So, if you guys didn't catch it, I explained how Giselle's parents cut her off because she was kind of a irresponsible spender, and they wanted to teach her that like how it is to live on her own without any money. So she went and found a roommate, and now she is going to meet this roommate. So if you guys don't know, this new roommate is Dylan Levine, and he's kind of, you know, like, it's not like a really good apartment, you know, and Giselle is used to the high life. She is used to all this glamorous stuff, and I really don't think that she's prepared to see what is behind this door, because she's used to being like rich and everything, you know? She's used to having all this nice stuff, and when she walks in, I think she's going to be horrified to find what is inside this apartment, and not just living, because living's kind of not her style either. So this is the apartment. It's kind of there. It's not the best. It's not the best, and she's going to walk in and realize this. Now Dylan over here, he has no idea what she's going to be like because they have not met yet. So he just put out an ad for a roommate, and she answered it. So, and because she was desperate because her parents, you know, cut her off, and she doesn't have any money anymore. And even though we have like a ton of funds over here, which I'm definitely going to drain in a few seconds here, because we are going to be starting out with 3,000 simoleons, because for some reason it, like, we started out with like this much, and I was like, that's a lot of money. Definitely gonna get rid of that. So yeah, so now she's gonna walk in, and she's gonna walk in. I don't think she can knock on the door, so she's gonna walk in. And she's going to walk in and realize, like, oh my god, what's going on over here? Oh yeah, the fridge is broken. It's just not up to her style, and you know, she's putting on a brave face over here. She's just like, oh, this is nice, question mark. So yeah, she's kind of sitting here like, oh my god, what did I just get myself into? Because she is now Dylan's new roommate, and now Dylan sees that she has walked in, so he's going to come over here and greet her. And sorry if my game is kind of lagged a little bit. I'm currently rendering a video in the background, so sorry. So Dylan's gonna come over here and introduce himself. He's going to be like, hey, I'm your new roommate. And she's gonna be like, oh my god. Because keep in mind that Giselle is used to all of this glamorous lifestyle. She's used to people, you know, being rich and, I don't know, like proper, and he isn't really the definition of a proper sim or person, you know? And he's kind of looking at her, Dylan's kind of looking at her like, okay, she looks normal, but oh, little did you know that she's kind of a neat freak, kind of. So she's kind of worrying a little bit, you know? She's like, oh, this apartment's not the best, you know? So he's talking to her, and they're kind of chilling over here. So let's see what we can do. So currently Giselle is a media intern, and so that means that she is kind of into social media, and she's into that job. And he's walking away from her. He's like, oh my goodness. I think he's realized that she's kind of a snob. I think I mentioned this before. I haven't recorded the first part of this yet, so I don't know what I'm going to say yet, but I'm pretty sure I did make her materialistic. I couldn't make her a snob because she is kind of a goofball, and that kind of conflicted with being a snob. So, and I really wanted her to be, you know, materialistic or something like that. So she is a little bit of a snob. Like, let's just pretend that she's snobbish. Like, she's snobbish. And she's also materialistic because, and right now she's obviously not happy with this. And now she's walking into her room, and she's thankful there's a computer there because, that's kind of her job. her job is, you know, to go on social media and figure out what the heck she's doing. So, let's go on here, and we're going to update our social media status, and we're probably going to be complaining about our new apartment because, it's not really the best. It's not the best at all. So, you know, the walls are all grimy, it's gross, but Dylan, he's been living in the city for a really long time, and he's used to this by now because he's lived in this apartment for many years, and he's hit some hard times, and he needs a new roommate, so, to help pay the bills. So, oh, she acquired the charisma skill. Oh, wow! Updating your social media status has paid off. Paid off in followers. Giselle has gained 20 followers. She now has 20 followers in total. That's so cool! So, obviously, that's not realistic because, you know, that doesn't happen in real life. So, yeah, let's go ahead. We're gonna... Can we update again? Like, she's gonna be like she's gonna rant about the new apartment. She's like, oh my gosh, my new apartment's a mess. The roommate's weird. Little does she know that Dylan there's more to him than, like, meets the eye, you know? He's not a little turd. He's just a little... He's nice. You know, he's trying to be a musician and live his dream, and that's what Giselle's trying to do, and I think that's where their friendship is going to set off in this, because that's kind of how it is, you know, you two have something in common, and, you two kind of hit it off, and Giselle's parents obviously didn't approve of her social media madness, I guess. They were like, you need to find a real job, sweetheart, or, you know, we're going to cut you off, and you need to work on your spending skills, because obviously you're not very good at that, because she just kept spending and spending and spending, and they're like, okay, this is enough. You need to calm down, and you need to find a new job. You need to know what it's like to struggle, you know? So, and she's going to go ahead and text her mom really fast, because, oh, that's her sister. So she's going to go ahead and text her mom and be like, Mom, help me. She's like, Mom, please, could you let me back inside the house? And her mom's obviously going to be like, no, you have to stay at home. So, yeah, she's kind of sitting here like, oh my gosh, this is really happening right now. And, you know, she's going to get over here and talk to Dylan and be like, hey, is this, like, a real thing that's going on right now? Because, what's going on? Like, is this a joke? Is this a joke? Is this not really the apartment? Are we living somewhere else? Because this looks like a decent place, you know, standing out here. You know, she came up here and she was like, oh, this seems pretty decent, you know? And then she walked in and boom. But that's probably, some of it's probably Dylan's fault because he is, you know, he didn't really take care of himself for a really, really long time after his sister passed away, and he probably didn't really have time to really take care of himself or the house, and, you know, he just kind of let it go, and I think Giselle will probably step in and help with cleaning it up, and obviously, Dylan is playing his guitar, and he hasn't picked that up for a very long time, and, just, you know, recently he's begun to get back into music and trying to make himself better, like a better person. So she's gonna get up. I don't know, can we watch him play maybe? Yeah, we're gonna come and watch him. She's gonna walk in and be like, oh, he's a guitarist. Great, because she's hearing the noise and she's gonna walk in and be like, oh, you're gonna be playing guitar really late at night. That's really cool. Oh God. She's like, wow, this sounds horrible. She's like, wow, you're really bad. And, you know, Dylan used to be really good, but after years of not picking up his guitar, he's not as good as he used to be, you know? So Giselle is probably going to be like, hey, shut up. Hey, shut up for a second here, you know? Friendly. We're going to vent to him. So why don't you shut up with the guitar, because you're honestly horrible. Not to be rude, but you kind of are. So she's kind of like, what's happening right now, you know? And he's like, well, this isn't a joke. He's kind of like offended. He's kind of offended right now. He's like, excuse me, this is my house, and if you don't like it, you can leave. But he's like, in his mind, he's, whoa, what's with her face right now? She's looking a little cuckoo. Okay, Giselle, she's kind of like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is actually happening right now. Oh no. So, but like in the back of Dylan's mind, he's like, I really need someone to help me pay for this because I can't live on my own. And Giselle knows that she can't go anywhere else because she can't afford anywhere else because his prices are so low. So, yeah, so we're going to be chatting with him. We're probably going to be trying to find something in common with him. And it's probably going to be really hard because they do come from such extremes, and, you know, they're probably not going to get along at first, which is normal. I mean, she's coming from this family. She was the oldest of two sisters, or her and her younger sister. And, you know, she's used to getting whatever she wants whenever she wants. And she's soon going to find out that that's probably not going to be the case. And she's kind of like, she's probably telling him, like, okay, this is how this is going to work. I'm going to use the bathroom for like 2 hours. And and he's sitting here like, no. No, you're not. What the heck? So he's probably just going to be, yeah, he's going to walk away from this because he's like, I'm done. I'm done with this. And she's following him. And she's like, hey, you know what? Whatever. So she's going to get back on the computer. And just, they're kind of going to be like cooling off right now, about now. So he's probably texting someone being like, oh my god, my roommate's a mess. Like, oh my god, she's crazy. So, you know, I think he kind of feels bad for her, though, because maybe he does, like, realize that this place isn't a good place to live, and he probably realizes that, and maybe they're gonna go out sometime, like maybe they're gonna go out tonight, and so he could like show her around because she isn't used to this city because she's grown up in this like big house and she's never really gone out. She's always just been kind of indoors, I guess, like, you know, reserved. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but we're probably gonna go out here in a few minutes because maybe he wants to, you know, be nice to her because he is going to be living with her. So, oh, who's this? Oh, neighbor, bye. Hello. Never mind. What's this? Leave affirming note. Read note. Okay, let's read it. Let's go read it. Come on. I kind of want to set our funds back to 3,000 though, but I don't know how to do that, so. Let's go see what's going on here. What's this? Come knocking on a door anytime. We'd love to get to know our neighbors better. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I don't know who our neighbors are, so that's gonna be interesting. But Giselle's kind of venting on the computer, and she's just kind of like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So we're gonna come over here, and we're actually going to go out. So let's go and travel. Oh well, that was confusing. Hello. Travel with Giselle. And we're going to take her out to a karaoke bar. I think that'd be fun. You know, Giselle, there's a little secret about Giselle that she doesn't really want people to know or figure out, but she really likes to sing. It's kind of been her thing, like it's kind of been a thing for her, you know? She's really enjoyed singing, and she really gets like joy out of it. So, and when he's like, hey, let's go to a karaoke bar, she's like, oh my god, really? Awesome. So she totally agrees upon going there and seeing what the heck is up there because she hasn't been there before, you know? So this is gonna be loading for a little bit, so I'll probably cut out until it gets back. Okay, so I went ahead and set their money to 3,000 simoleons because they can't have 24,000 simoleons because they're currently struggling. So they currently have 3,000. I thought that was fair, and wow, that both of them look a little out of it. So maybe they're excited to be here. I don't know. Who's this? Who's this? Akira? Or what am I doing? First of all, who is this? Akira Kaibo? Or I don't know how to say your name. Sorry about that. Let's go inside. Let's see what's going. Let's bop it. Oh goodness, why are the walls up? Stop it. Okay, this is all kinds of confusing. Okay, can we? Yes, we can. We can sing a duet. Yes. Oh, yes. Let's do it. So, you know, Giselle's like, hey, why don't we sing a duet since you're a musician and all? And he's like, okay, fine. So they're gonna come in here and sing some duets. I haven't played with the City Living expansion pack yet, so this is kind of gonna be interesting. Okay, let's see what's happening over here. Oh my goodness. They suck so much. It's all about, you know, leveling up the singing skill, though. So we're definitely going to be leveling up Giselle's singing skill because I think she's going to get into singing. Oh my gosh, they're such dorks. Wow. Great job, guys. I'm like the mom, like sitting in the back, like, yeah, way to go. Woo! Keep going. Cries a little bit. Oh, wow. They're so funny. Oh my gosh. He's getting into it. He loves this, though. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, whoa. That high note, though. That high note. I don't think you guys can hear this, though. I think I set off my game options. Oh, no. I think I did. Oh, you guys can't hear. Oh. We'll have to turn it back on. I'll have to turn it back on next part. But that didn't sound so good. Yikes. Karaoke is harder than Giselle thought. Well, yeah. You're gonna have to practice singing, you know? It's just a skill. It's a skill. So they're gonna come over here and get some drinks, because why not? Though Dylan's probably gonna be a little careful about that because he does with his past and everything. So we are going to order drink. And we are going to get water. We're going to get sweet and spicy. And Dylan's just going to get one because he doesn't want to go overboard and scare off his roommate because he really does need that money. So we're going to go ahead and get the juice on the rocks. So let's go get that. And, you know, he's just trying to get her used to the city, you know? He wants to make sure. Oh my gosh, this dude is wearing the same thing as Dylan. He's copying him. So Giselle, she's gonna use the bathroom. Nice. Okay, so she's gonna want to make some friends because she's gonna want to seek people who are like her, you know? And she's gonna want to seek people who get her. So I don't think any of these people in this bar right now really resemble rich people, but she's gonna, you know, want to find a friend. So maybe you guys can make suggestions too, like who do you want like Giselle to make friends with, you know? Maybe she'll find like somebody who isn't as rich but, you know, has like a lot of common with her and be best friends with her, or just find someone who is obnoxiously rich just like, or just how like she used to be, you know? So oh, look at her, she's rocking it. I thought I saw some rainbows. No. Why is my neighbor's dog barking? It's like 8 o'clock at night. Could you not? Like, could you not? Okay, okay. Yeah, she's drinking this right now. She's having some fun. He's just kind of hanging out. He's watching her. You know, he's trying to figure out who this new girl is because she obviously is kind of hitting some rough times right now, and so is he, you know? They kind of have to learn how to deal with each other. And I think that's the beautiful thing the beautiful thing about this LP is going to be two different people from two different worlds learning how to handle each other and be friends with each other. And, you know, all that wonderful stuff. But this guy has the same jacket! Oh my goodness. We should say hello. We should be like, hey. Oh, why can't we say hello? Maybe he's going home. He's like, I've had enough of this place. I've had enough of this crazy, crazy place. Okay, so Giselle, she's gonna talk to him a little more. She's starting to loosen up a little bit, maybe, because she's had a few drinks. So, yeah, joke about politicians. Yeah, girl, your father's a politician. What are you talking about? So, she's gonna, you know, be a little friendly. She's going to get to know him a little bit. He's definitely not ready to tell her anything about his past or anything because he just met her. Like, you know, it's his first day. And why is this chick trying to argue with us? Excuse me. I didn't think so. Right. So she's probably going to be like telling him, yeah, I got kicked out. my parents, she's probably not gonna tell him the whole story. She's like, man, my parents want me to like work on my own, so they just kicked me out. So he's like, oh, you know, that's sad. But the same thing happened to him when his sister died, and his parents kicked him out because they were like, this was your fault. Get out of here. You're 24 or you're 20, right? I can't remember. But yeah, you know, like they were like, get out of here. And now that's the position that Giselle is in, but she isn't. None of her siblings have died, or she has not experienced that trauma of that happening. So they're kind of just having fun, you know, hanging out. But I think, oh my goodness, yeah. But it's probably almost time for dinner for them. So he's probably gonna be like, hey, we should probably get back. I gotta go to the bathroom really, really bad. And we're probably going to end up wrapping up this part after they eat dinner. So, yeah, maybe it's not even worth going back home. Can we grab dinner here? Can we grab some? Yes, we can. Great. Okay, so we're going to grab some chips. And we're also going to grab some chips from here, too. And we're going to eat them. You know, he's probably just trying to show her. This is the city life. This is what you're gonna be living in. So deal with it. I don't want to hear any complaints from you. So yeah, she's gonna find out that working a job and dealing with all these people are going to be really hard. And Dylan's trying to get his band back together, or you know, at least trying to figure out what he wants to do with his music, because he is in the music. I did put him in the music career, but I might have him quit after he's made a thing of his own, maybe? Like, I don't know, like, gotten so good at music and started selling records, maybe, you know? So, yeah, I think this might be it for this part. So, yeah. Excuse my awkwardness. I haven't played The Sims in quite a while. It's been like a year since I've recorded The Sims, so... yeah. So yeah, so in the next part we'll probably have Giselle go out and about and start meeting new people, trying to see the sights of the city and experience something new that she hasn't had to do before. And Dylan might be there with her, and he'll definitely be working on his guitar skill and all that wonderful stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this part, give this part a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't yet. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now.